All right, we're gonna leave the parking lot today.
Easy off the clutch. There you go. That's easy. Ooh, just be careful going around turns.
Sorry, I didn't know what you were saying easy about.
You were just coming in hot on that curb, so. But that was probably one of the best starts you've ever had.
Yeah, I felt like I took my time very delicately there. Felt good. Other than the fact that I was going really close to that curb. Okay. So, at what point do you think we want to try to initiate step 2?
Whenever you'd like, so we can go ahead and do that. A good practice will be going up to the stop sign, treating that like a real stop sign because you need to. And then, can you put it in neutral? And then you can take your foot off the clutch if you like. Actually, can you please take your foot off the clutch? There you go. Just having that pressed in for a long period of time is no benefit to the car.
Can I take my foot off the brake or no?
No, because you don't have the emergency brake on. I need to explain the process for shifting from first to second, correct?
I believe.
Or would you like to try to give it a go first, and then I can tell you if you're right or wrong?
Well, I'm going to talk it through first before I would potentially give it a go.
That's what I meant.
Well, like, I have to talk it through because that means I'm the one getting it. So, if I'm driving, the car's in first. As I start to get up a little bit faster and I want to shift into second, I am supposed to take my foot off of the gas, stick my foot on the clutch, put it into second, and then like press the gas again to feel some level of catch and then drive more. That's what I remember.
I'd say that's good for the most part. Yeah. It's going to be
I think that
foot off the gas, pressing the clutch, shift the gear, let off the clutch pedal, press the gas again.
Can you say that slowed down?
Yeah, I went through it fast kind of on purpose. You'll be going in first, so you'll have the gas on.
Mm-hmm.
You'll take your foot off of the gas.
Mm-hmm.
You'll then press the clutch in. While the clutch is pressed in, the pedal, you will then shift from first to second. And then you will have to ease to a degree similar to like first when you're getting started. You will have the catch again. It's just going to be much easier and not as important.
So like I'm going to release my foot back off of it, and that's when I'm going to start pressing the gas again, and that's where the catch occurs.
So basically, the catch minus the gas part, you will not have to give it gas when you feel it catching. It'll purely just be that clutch pedal. Basically, you just don't want to press it in, shift, and then press it off instantly because that'll clunk. It'll work, but it'll clunk the car down.
I guess what my brain's trying to do is see if they like are supposed to go together, if I'm supposed to like pay attention to one another at the same time, or if you're just simply telling me to delicately take my foot off of the clutch after I do that.
Delicately take your foot off the clutch.
Okay.
And then back on the gas, obviously, to continue moving.
Okay. That's where I was getting confused because when I get the car started, they go together, if that makes sense. Cool. So, let's see. All right. To the stop sign.
And I think the plan, by the way, is go to the stop sign, obviously get the car going and turn left, stay on this main road, shift into second once you get up to speed, and then we'll turn off into a parking lot.
Okay.
So, does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A little bit more gas. Oh. You really found that spot that time. Like, that's what you would call riding the clutch. But then once you found it, you really let off.
I don't know what just happened. I felt like I was trying to take my time, and it just wasn't. Did that make a smell?
Potentially, because you were in that spot for a while, which is putting a decent amount of wear on the clutch, which is okay. It'll happen. Yeah, finding that spot is good, and I don't want to bog you down or overcomplicate it. Finding that spot's good, but you don't want to just sit in it for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So. Very nice. That was extremely smooth. So I'd stay in first through this little bend, and then on the straight stretch you can get up to speed, and then maybe when it gets to like between the 4 and 5 you can do the shift to second.
So right here.
Yes. Go ahead and press the gas up and get up speed. Then off the gas, on the clutch to second, ease off the clutch, and then gas. That was great. That was a good shift to second.
Nice.
And then I'd say you can go.
Do you want me to bring it back down to first?
No, I would coast into this parking lot to the right. More gas, more gas. And then foot on the clutch. And then hold that foot on the clutch and turn it. And you can press the brake. You're perfectly fine to press the brake whenever, and then you can come to a stop whenever.
That was a little confusing. That felt like a good experience, but why did you tell me to put my foot on the clutch?
Because if you just went into the parking lot with the deceleration you were experiencing, the car would have potentially cut off.
Okay.
Because you're in second, so you can't go at as low of a speed in second, especially like, say, for example, in a parking lot, and expect the car to run properly.
So then
you would either have to downshift into first, which is kind of probably not something you want to focus on right now, or you can do what you did, which is typically what even I do, is you can just kind of coast as you slow down, and it makes it where you don't have to think about as many things at once.
Yeah, I was just kind of rolling into that parking lot because you told me to give it more gas. So, like, it just feels...
That was probably my fault. But yeah, you needed more gas because you were starting to get pretty low in the RPMs. So
I see what you mean. It's just, I feel like if I need to be able to slow down, then I guess I just need to learn how to slow down.
Just maintain that. Good. That was a very smooth start.
Spin. Oh no, there's Tesla drivers on the road. This could be dangerous.
Clutch and brake. Clutch. Good.
Me or the...
See, now in this case, this is a good real-world example.
I cannot see.
You're gonna have to inch up a little bit in first.
That way you can see. I was trying to get closer before I stopped.
Well, the car was borderline about to shut down because it was getting super low revs.
Can you not, like, slow down before you roll up on some shit in this thing? Like, is that just the vibes? Like, you're just supposed to...
You have to press the clutch in and then press the brake while the clutch is in so you can coast up how you would like. You can't stay in gear and then come to a stop.
So I have to be... If I'm that low, push the clutch in.
Correct.
And that's when I can use the brake properly, the way I would want to use the brake?
Exactly.
Okay.
But no one's coming, so you should be perfectly fine to just go if you would like.
All right, cool.
But once again,
yeah, that's kind of a hazard.
Well, I can see that no one is. I mean, you can as well.
I can too.
Or it's great practice to just inch up a little bit.
How do I do that? I have to get it.
Same process. It's just going to be, instead of, you're just going to have to press the clutch in and then press the brake really quickly, because you don't want to go very far after you get the car moving just a teeny bit. But same thing you've been doing. And I'll let you know if there's a car coming either way.
Okay.
This is great. This is great. Now, clutch brake. Perfect. You inched up.
Okay, so it doesn't have to catch all the way.
No, exactly. You can stay in that little spot just to get you 5 feet. That was a great real world example.
I was pretty scared. Wasn't about that.
All clear.
Cool. So I'm gonna get up to speed. And
foot off the gas, foot on the clutch, second off the clutch. That's okay. And then you can do clutch, and then you can brake a little bit, and then while you're doing this, you can, I'm sorry, I mistimed the parking lot. But now this is,
what are we doing right now?
You can shift into first. Very good. And then it's just like getting going again. Very good. Sorry, that was a bad example. I mistimed the parking lot. Good job braking with your clutch. That was my fault for bad directions, but that's exactly what you would do if you were pulling into a parking lot as well. So that was great.
Okay. Just remember in real time when I'm doing things, if I have no clue what I'm really doing to an extent, it's kind of that's just creating anxiousness.
Yep, and that was my fault.
Foot is on the clutch, foot is on the brake, and the car is currently in first. I'll whip around, get back to the stop sign, and then try that again. All right, cool. So, a little sip of my beverage first. Yes. The answer to all of our problems. Okay.
Very smooth, easy start. Good job.
I realized I was going to have to turn there. Now I'm going to cut across the whole parking lot.
Yep. And remember, keep in mind, like you said, you can press the clutch and then brake and inch up exactly how you would in a normal car. Perfect. Great job.
Nice.
More gas, more gas, more gas. Good job. Very smooth start once you gave it more gas. And going around this bend, just stay in first. Now you can give it a tiny bit more gas. And then off the gas, clutch, second, off the clutch. More gas, good. Now you're in second. Now choose the parking lot you would like. And you're going to do that same process, but instead of going from first to second, you'll go second to first.
Okay.
Good job. And then easy off the clutch as you turn. That's okay. Perfect. And then you're just driving in a parking lot. And you can, if you don't want to stop, you can go back to the stop sign and continue to do that again as practice. You're doing a great job. Great roll and start. You're clear behind you for a turnaround whenever you'd like. Whip it.
I feel like there's like a little trail of smoke behind me every time I start this car. Is that
I don't know. We'll worry about it later. Just focus on what you're doing right now. And then remember, clutch and brake as you ease up to the stop sign. And it's just like a normal car at this point. Much better. Great job. No cars coming. You're already in first, so you can just keep going like normal. Okay. And then we'll be taking a left here. Good signal. You're good. Perfectly fine. Great job getting started. Now clutch. Shift to second. Good job. And then ease off clutch. Great job again. You're now in second rolling. And then whichever parking lot you'd like to roll into, you'll just do clutch off the gas, clutch into first, ease off the clutch. And then you'll be in parking lot mode again.
Parking lot mode.
Doing a great job.
These squirrels kind of make me anxious because
it's okay.
I'm not really trying to hit anybody, you know.
And then off the gas, clutch first, easy off the clutch. That's okay. That is perfectly fine. And now you're once again back in parking lot mode. You're driving like normal.
I definitely see why you would do the second and coast if you can just do that, because
and if you want to keep going, you can keep going. You're doing a great job. You're not hurting anything. Or if you want to take a breather and take it all in, that's good too.
I definitely see why you would say that, because doing that whole little process and then having to get it to catch again and you're like giving it gas while you're trying to brake is kind of a lot to think about.
Exactly.
At one
time. A lot of the times I'll just clutch and then brake as needed into the parking lot that I'm going into, and then worry about downshifting into first after I've gotten in a straight line. Mm-hmm. And then also I can at that point take my time as well. It's just less to think about. I
feel like for myself currently is I would kind of rather just shift into first.
That's okay too.
Like decently earlier, like earlier than I'm currently doing it, so I can properly get there and then take my time getting in. I know in real world scenarios it might be different.
That's perfectly fine too, because at that point you'll be slow enough going into a parking lot where you're already at the appropriate speed. If you do that for the duration of you driving a stick shift, there's nothing wrong with that.
Cool. I feel like it just gives me the ability to show up in a more controlled fashion instead of kind of skirting up in there.
Yeah, and then you're already in the appropriate gear for the parking lot.
Okay, cool.
Maintain gas. Great job. That was a great start.
Paused your words there.
You just gave it a little bit more gas towards the end, but that was a great start. And then there's no one moving through this parking lot, so you're perfectly fine.
This is where Taylor used to work, and his little car is kind of recognizable. So if anybody recognizes,
and you'll take a right here. You do not have to stop. Good job.
So then I could go ahead and get into second right here, right?
Correct.
So skirt up.
Off the gas. Clutch. Second, off the clutch. Good job. And then a little bit more gas. There you go. And you're fine here. And you can press the brake without the clutch if you want to.
Oh, I can?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
As long as the car doesn't get below a low RPM, you can press the gas like normal without the clutch.
Okay. That makes sense.
And then just remember, when you turn into a parking lot, it's going to be off the gas, clutch first, and then easy off the clutch, easy. That's perfectly fine. That's probably the best you've done so far. Then you're in. And the just press clutch and then brake, and you're perfectly fine. I've done that before too, I think. That wasn't a manual thing, that was a driving thing. But that's okay.
I was doing so good.
You were doing so good, and I don't want that to deter from the fact that you did so good.
Yeah, I just don't want to take the car out in the process.
It's okay. Maintain. Good job. And you're clear for a turnaround. Again, be aware of all these little jolts out.
Yeah. They're kind of...
And then for the stop sign, remember, if you press the clutch in, you can ease up like a normal car with the brake. Good job.
Nice.
Great start. Good job. Then off the gas. Clutch in. Shit out second. Easy off the clutch. Back on the gas. Great shift. That was very smooth.
Great shift.
Yep.
It's a fun little phrase. It's like great shit, but great shift.
Yep.
Zoom.
And remember, it'll just be the same thing, but in the first. Yep, and then super easy off the clutch.
I'm forgetting that I have to put my foot on the gas when I'm doing that. That's what keeps happening there. Fudge muffins.
Just, yeah, good
Watch
job.
out for the curbs.
Good job watching the curb.
Oof. Okay.
And then because you are moving forward, that's why I didn't say that when you downshift in the first that you have to get back. Like, you don't have to press the gas as you're engaging the clutch. You do not have to do that. You can just be extremely delicate off the clutch, and that'll be perfectly fine.
Well,
typically,
I'm not wanting to hit the gas just like in general after that. I'm like, my brain is like so focused on taking my foot off the clutch that I'm just not.
And also something to note, this is not, I'd say you've learned about 70% of basic driving manual, if not a little bit higher at this point.
Apparently, in an emergency situation, I could get myself there. He believes. We would see what happens. Okay.